Hi, I'm Sarah Stubbs. I'm co-founder and director of Ecoac Studio. We have a little joke in our company that I am operations director, and that's largely because I make sure that the company runs on a day-to-day basis so that, everyone has the freedom to do what they need to do, which is design and create awesome work. So I'm the one who's project managing everything, making sure everything's running smoothly, making sure your Twinmotion isn't crashing. I'm in there in the trenches with everyone.
I'm Jean-Paul Dahl, co-founder and director of Ecoac Studio, and I head up the design side of the company. I'm very much involved in all the aspects of the design from start to finish, and I think that my strength lies there, and it's really nice to have that balance. What Sarah does, the operation side of things, and that allows me and frees up my mind to be really creative.
Absolutely. I think it's also, we're a startup, so it's very, we have to do everything often. So you're not just a designer, you're sometimes social media, you're sometimes the website creator, you're this, you're that, but largely having that kind of balance between us works really, really well. I think people always want to know, because we're a remote-based firm. So what that
purely remote.
Yeah, purely remote. What that means is we don't have offices that people go into every single day. We do have a co-working subscription for the team. So when they want to get out of their house, they can just pop in and take their laptop and go work elsewhere. But yeah, we fully remote, 3 cities, 2 countries, and our team travels a lot, which is super important to us to allow them that flexibility and that work-life balance. But people always want to know how do you work so collaboratively but be remote and not actually sitting next to each other? There's
a simple answer to this. It's technology. So we're just leveraging technology and using it to its full potential, and communication. We're big on communication. We meet often online, we draw often, we architects, we need to draw, and we just keep that constant line of communication open.
Yes, I think it's really important to kind of look at the landscape today, and it's incredible what's possible to do online. So we use simple tools like Microsoft Teams is a great one. Just get online every single day chatting. You can send someone a quick message. We have calls, we have workshops like that where you share your screen, everyone sketches. We use PowerPoint, which I think a lot of people are always surprised about.
Well, especially when our team started, we encouraged them to use PowerPoint as a sketching tool, like drawing shapes or drawing lines, using the draw tool just with your mouse. It's just
super collaborative.
It's so collaborative, and everyone can work on the same documentation or presentation at the same time. So you can always see that instantaneous update
so you're
of what someone's thinking.
Time with someone.
Yes.
So our PowerPoints basically are big sketchbooks that everyone has access to online. We put imagery in there, we put drawings in there, we mark up in there, and it's just constantly being updated and refined. And that's how we've been able to have everyone, across all over the world, but working on the same project together. We
literally call it a workbook.
Yes, it's literally our
It's
workbook.
A workbook before you convert into a presentation document to be ready to present to the client. But there's also, we use Revit. But our architectural design tool is Revit, and that's all cloud-based, which allows anyone to jump on the model at any time, anywhere in the world, as long as you have a decent internet connection, obviously.
Absolutely. So it's very, very possible to have a very collaborative design studio that is completely remote. There obviously are slight drawbacks. We don't get to see the team face-to-face as often as possible. So we like to do quarterly meetups with the team, do socials, all of that sort of stuff works really, really well in creating that camaraderie amongst the team and having everyone get to know each other on a personal level. But it works amazingly. And for clients, it's equally as easy to present and to collaborate with clients remotely. Things like Twinmotion presentation mode, where you can send a whole client their project and they don't need any special software, but they can
access it,
and see their whole design on their own computer.
And I think obviously we can thank one of the things COVID did was allow all these technologies to help with this cross-border collaboration and presentation tools. And because our team is so well versed in remote work and online collaboration, that they are pretty much at the touch of a button ready to present to a client.
Yes.
At any stage. That's also why we use PowerPoint so extensively throughout the office.
Absolutely. We can hop on a call with the clients and quickly show them this is what the team's been working on. The drawings are all in a central location, as opposed to trying to run around an office and get everyone's stuff together at last minute. It really does streamline everything and also allows everyone to know where we're at every phase of the project. Obviously, I think our dream is to have a standalone one office space.
Yeah, even if it's just like a show office that we meet
or
every once in a
meeting
while.
space. But we'll always, I think, sit with some sort of remote model because I think it allows a lot of flexibility in amongst the team, that work-life balance. Being able to travel while working is super important.
Or even some of our team members have young children.
Yes.
Like infants, they're less than 1 year old. And so I think that for them is really, it's really helpful actually, because they can be at home with their child or they have the option to go somewhere quieter, and maybe there's a nanny that looks after their child just so they have somewhere to focus instead of being forced to go to an office
day in and day out.
Yeah.
But obviously, I think you have to acknowledge that what comes with working remotely and working on projects. So we don't actually work on many projects locally in South Africa, even though we are a South African-based firm. Currently, we don't have any.
Yeah.
We work all over the world. And so what comes with that is a massive amount of travel.
Yeah.
Because while, yes, we can do collaborations and presentations online with clients and everything, sometimes nothing beats just getting together with someone in person and hashing it out, or giving a massive presentation, showing them, answering them their questions in person.
So a lot of clients actually also prefer that face-to-face interaction.
Yes.
And we do find, like particularly Africa as a whole, they still prefer that interaction. Face-to-face. So there's a lot of travel around Africa that we do. And China, we're finding, is also, they prefer that face-to-face interaction. So you may find like that people struggle to work in other locations, particularly being a South Africa-based architectural practice. We are literally on the other side of the world compared to everyone else. We're the furthest, the most, what am I saying? The southernmost tip of Africa. And we're able to work in Central Africa, North Africa, Europe, Dubai, China, like anywhere, seamlessly.
Yeah, technology is an amazing thing. But along with that, so we're really able to work on projects all over the world, from South Africa, from wherever we are. But when we do need to travel, there's an amazing opportunity that comes with that travel, and that's learning, because it is so valuable as an architect to be able to get out there and experience the world.
See how other people live, how other cultures live. Just, the different
tactility of like actually seeing some of the great works in person is amazing. So I have always encouraged, like as a young architect particularly, or an architect of any age, travel is really important in kind of helping you to hone that design eye and get experience around the world. And for us, that's been incredibly valuable. We found to be able to do that as part of our company and our job, to travel and go see these new places and learn. So I really do feel it enriches you as a designer.
We do also have a well-traveled team. Like I think collectively, obviously not under a Coax brand, but under our team's portfolio and experience, I think we like in over 100 cities, projects, over 100 cities.
I think it was 50 countries.
Something like that.
So our team is a very, very diverse array of experience.
And why that's so important is because the world is filled with different cultures. The way people live is different. The way people use space is different. And that's different depending on the different locations. So you can imagine a design in South Africa is very different to something like in Dubai.
Yeah.
They work differently. So having that experience in our team is hugely valuable, and it allows us to work on so many different projects all over the world because we have that rooted understanding of those countries and how buildings are put together and used.
Yeah, it's exciting times. And I think last year alone, we traveled to, Zanzibar, Hong Kong, China, the UK. And those trips were phenomenal in terms of opening our eyes to a whole bunch of different elements of life and design and creativity. And really, I don't know, I came back from those trips often feeling so invigorated and excited.
And inspired.
Yes, and inspired. So it's super exciting to see where we go going forward and what trips we have coming up this year.